A team of deep-sea explorers from Melbourne are on a needle in a haystack mission to find the first shot fired in the Great War. They think the shell could be lying at the bottom of Port Phillip Bay, and they're determined to find it so they can tell this very special story.
Somewhere out there lies the first shot fired in the First World War.
It's a piece of our history, lost for a century, buried deep in Port Phillip Bay.
Within months of that shell being fired, thousands of young Australians were fighting for their lives on the battlefields of Europe.
It's just 6 inches, but historians say the unexploded shell that looks a lot like this one changed the Australia that was.
It's an enormous story, really, out of one little piece of metal.
It was August 5, 1914. 21-year-old Richard Stanley Veal, a junior officer in the Navy, was stationed at Point Nepean Fort when a heliograph message came through. It wasn't clear, but it appeared to say war had been declared.
And they were only able to decipher the last 6 letters of the word declared. And as they were waiting for the signal to advise them that war had been declared, it was Veal who took the initiative to saying, well, that's what that signal must have been.
In that instant, all German movement in the Commonwealth was considered hostile. The first enemy ship in the country tried to escape Melbourne. It was the SS Pfalz. Young Stanley Veal made the split decision, issued the order, stop or sink her.
They signalled at the Pfalz to stop. It didn't stop. In fact, the captain of the Pfalz ordered full steam ahead, and at that point Stan Veal ordered the first shot to be fired across the bow of the Pfalz.
The shell missed, plummeting to the ocean floor, but it did force the crew to surrender, and Australian forces captured the vessel.
That was the start of the Great War, and the whole world changed, and I don't think the world was ever the same. 100
years on, this team of Southern Ocean explorers want to find that shell. If anyone can do it, it's these divers.
All the shipwrecks we've found to date have been local and tell a fantastic local story about Victoria's maritime past. And this is a major international part of our history that's sitting right out here in Port Phillip Bay.
All they need is the sonar equipment and $130,000 to buy it.
We believe if we can get this gear, it will be able to find the shell.
Not only is the shell small, but it's likely to be buried under metres of sand. But this equipment that the team is trying to get is so sophisticated, it could even find something as tiny as a wedding ring. It seems like a really ambitious plan.
Oh, this will be our hardest project today, and that's why we're calling it the Longshot. That's the name of the project.
It will be like finding a needle in a haystack. It will be expensive. Navy veteran Ron Sheether, who's proud to have met the late Stanley Veal, says it's entirely worth it.
It would be a feather in the cap of underwater exploration and naval history here in Australia.
Yeah, very important piece, isn't it, of our history. If you would like to sponsor Project Longshot, you can visit indiegogo.com. That address right down there at the bottom of the screen, indiegogo.com. Try and help out.